Hello, guys. My name is Timothy Long, and here's my partner,
Hey, it's me, Greg.
and we are the reality duo. Greg, I actually have a topic to talk about today. I actually have something that I think will interest you.
Okay.
Um, so me and you talked last episode, or at least I brought it up, and I brought it up in a couple of our normal channel videos, and that is the loneliness and the circle jerks on the internet. And what I'm sorry, that's the truck backing up. I'm in a rental. Um, and what I mean by that is how many people are lonely on the internet, how it's driving them mad and making them depressed and hurt others or themselves, or I guess they're what we call doomers for the Gen Z. A lot of them feel because of what the baby boomers did and the generations before them, a lot of them feel you're fucked in life. Like, it's not going to get better. A lot of them will never be able to afford kids, to afford houses, to afford what their parents could, and it bothers them. It makes them angry. And, I ain't going to lie to you, I completely understand.
Yeah, I definitely agree too.
Because a lot of the job market is about the same, like 17 and 19, no benefits, got to have a lot of qualifications. But it's usually entry, and there's nothing to it. They're just like, I actually saw, yeah, hello, got two for you this time. Yeah, guns. I love guns. Indeed. All right. You ain't shitting. But, they want to let the transmission in my truck blow, even though I already told them about it. They did me no favors today, I'll tell you that. All right. Come on, I can't even get to shit. How am I supposed to get this shit? That's 372. That's. Alright, where's the other one? Are they both guns? 50 rifles. Where is the other one? It's just a regular panel. Already let's see. Once the 9 mile. Yep. Alright. Signature is that one? Be a 22, and the other one would be a. Unfortunately, they like to put it underneath tires. Holy shit. Okay. A 22 and what? Yeah, 20. It'd be two 22s. Oh, no kidding. Signature? Yeah. Beautiful day, though. I'll give it that. Right now. Oh, yeah. But you know what? Part of me wouldn't even mind the rain. Not gonna lie, it was super hot yesterday. No. Perfect. Thank you, sir. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. Duty calls when you're working, so not much I can do about that. A lot of guys and girls, there's something called a femcel, I guess, where girls are getting lonely too and they're getting bitter too. A lot of people online now realize that there's going to be really no pensions or retirement as we get older. A lot of us are going to have to work until the day we die. Mm-hmm. And if we get any kind of medical issue that is going to bankrupt us, we're probably never going to be able to pay it back. Right. And most of them will never be able to pay back school loans. there's a lot of things people will never be able to pay back. That's why a lot of them do bankruptcy or they just don't care, you know? Um, but I predict that a lot more people are going to become more isolated, more mentally ill, because there's no connection in society. Everything is now ran online. Jobs, credit cards, everything is ran online. That's not a lot of friendships. You know, you'll hear today say online friendship. I think it can be true, but it seems to. I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's not the real thing. Like connections, people don't have connections with each other anymore in real life. Besides, like maybe family, or if you still live next to the person. But you know, for a lot of people, their friends live away, or they can't even make friends, and they're just an outcast.
Right.
You know, I've met a lot of these people, Greg. Me being one of those people. You know, you see how they grow up and what they can become. You were one of these people too, and
Yeah.
I think it's hard to. I think if someone doesn't understand, I think it'll be hard for them to wrap their head around that. Hey, these people aren't dangerous. They're not insane. They're not what girls in society have tried to paint them out to be. You know, like these terrible, hurtful monsters. Just because they don't fit in with society. They're not serial killers. They're not misogynists. They're not horrible people. Society just never gives them a chance. But you know, nobody really wants to see that.
No.
And you know, I get it. You know, everybody wants to be popular. Everyone wants the looks. Everybody wants the hot guy, the hot girl. Like everybody wants to be talented at something. And you know what? Unfortunately, the world doesn't work like that. It seems like most people are either average or below average intelligence, especially nowadays. Everything people are doing is for validation, not to be a good person. There's
Right.
not a lot of respect anymore. There's really no future for them anymore. The police are getting out of control or underfunded. The politicians we keep electing are getting worse and worse as the years go by, not slightly better. And the jobs keep either going overseas so they can pay less, or they keep wages stagnant and think people are just going to continue to work with them. That's why a lot of people our age keep leaving jobs, and why we get the lazy moniker that we do. Nobody wants to work for a job that doesn't pay them a livable wage, and I'm sick and tired of Republicans or those that are very advantaged in life, let's say. They're like, oh, find a different job, or oh, have your family help you, or oh, live within your means. It's like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Right.
How the fuck is one supposed to take that? Oh, live within your means. You mean like getting food, being able to pay for the electricity bill? Like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, do you think every poor person has an iPhone? Like, are you fucking kidding me? There's the way they pretty much view the poor is they overbreed. They're stupid. They're not educated. They're on drugs. They're mentally ill. They deserve what they get for being poor and not having the event. You know, it's like ethnics is still alive. You know, like what the Nazis did. And you know, some people say that can never happen again, and some people deny the Holocaust never happened, which is completely fucking idiotic.
Right.
But I guess what I'm saying is that it can happen again, and it will happen again if we allow it to happen again. Do I think it will ever happen against the Jewish people again? No. I don't think that will ever happen. But that doesn't mean it won't happen against another race or another minority group. You know?
Right.
And despite what blacks say about police in America, I just gotta add, they still kill a lot more white people every year than they do blacks. And a lot of those cases where you see them shoot blacks, I don't want the black likes to die, but they don't follow what the cop says, even if you think he's wrong. Like, why are you acting like an ignorant asshole? Like, oh, what'd you pull me over for, officer? Fuck you, pig. Like, it's not gonna help you, especially if you start running too.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they deserve to die, but maybe if you don't act like an asshole, maybe things can go okay.
Right.
I just had to add that because I kept watching videos yesterday, and it seems like anytime like a black dude is shot, they're always like, "Oh, this was racism," or "They're hunting us." It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You really think cops are wasting their time hunting you when your race does it to yourselves?
Right.
I mean, have you ever been to Chicago? The cops don't have to do a fucking thing, Greg.
No, that's true. That is true.
Not to mention that it's illegal. Like, they're acting like the cops are slave hunters and they're gonna go out and like execute them just because. Like, no cop can actually do that, Greg. Like, you think a cop can just randomly walk up to someone, shoot them in the head, and be like, "Yep, I'm getting away with this."
No.
Now, don't get me wrong, cops get away with way too much, but some things, especially if it's a better department, the cop is not getting away with, I promise you. But back onto our other topic. Damn, that car was flying.
I was gonna say it sure sounded like it was flying.
It was like a Subaru hatchback, one of the newer models. But anyways, I just feel like it's not going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that are doomers have a reason to believe that. And not only that, like I said, if you ever go on TikTok, normal people are ignored. Only the best looking people actually have views, or if you're like super talented at something, even if you're ugly. But if you're a normal person, like, I remember Brandon's TikToks, like, they barely got any views. And then you have someone like Brooke Monk. I'm sure she's a nice lady, but all she has to do is show a little skin and wear a little makeup and millions of followers and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
It's all horseshit. That's what I think, Greg. I think it's all horseshit.
Yeah, and you're 100% right because it's all about the look. That's what all of it is.
It's all about the fucking look. Like, I can't believe some people still try to like deny it's not about looks. Like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Look, and your personality comes a close second.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying girls want to be treated like complete shit, but they like the alphaness. They don't like nice guys. And I don't even say that as like an insult. I mean, they genuinely don't like dudes that are really good to them. I've seen so many guys like that get torn apart, treated like shit, called betas, simps, scumbags, and, you know, they just leave them for the guy that doesn't work, has like 2 baby mamas. Like, it may sound like an exaggeration, but there's so many single mothers who make bad decisions, and then they want to blame all guys.
Right.
There's a lot of guys who don't date for various reasons. Some are afraid of being falsely accused. Some are tired of women's bullshit, their cheating, their lies, them never being held accountable for anything. You know, I understand it completely, you know, I wish things can change, but it's not going to change. I see a vast majority of guys are invisible to the dating world. That's why the incel numbers are rising. That's why the loneliness numbers are rising. That's why a lot of men aren't going to college anymore. Because a lot of men, you know, back in the day, their goal was to reproduce, get a wife, and provide for them. That's what the man was there for. And now, not a lot of them can do that, and they have no purpose, and they feel empty, they feel sexually frustrated, and they're either going to kill themselves or I don't know what they're going to do in life.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't hurt anybody, but I can understand how isolating and how terrible it really feels. A lot of people when they make fun of it, they really don't know how it feels.
Right.
They judge you as an evil person if you're ugly, if you're invisible. They don't care if you're a good person. Everything you do is just judgment and isolation, and you're a creep. You're disgusting, even though you're just breathing, even though you're just living.
Yeah.
It's one of the most terrible feelings, in my opinion, in the world. I mean, I'm sure you've seen others like that. You experienced it yourself. I mean, what's your opinion on it? What's your take? How it might get worse or better in the future?
I honestly think it's going to get worse in the future. Definitely. I'm kind of curious to see what kind of social stuff comes out in the future, besides TikTok, Facebook and stuff like that, and how it's going to affect the dating world. And even the loneliness. Where are people going to go when they are lonely? How are they going to reach out? Where are they going to go? And I'm just kind of curious to see where that's going to take us the next, gosh, it could be, next year or up to the next 10, 20 years from now. Um,
I just don't see it getting better, Greg. A lot
no,
of people do things now because they want the attention and they want the validation. Because a lot of kids are ignored. A lot of normal people are ignored, like I said. That's why you see them being disrespectful, shitty, not caring about life anymore. That's why you see a lot of them depressed or kill themselves or just not respect authority. Because there's nothing in this country to respect anymore.
no.
It was never a great country. Maybe for rich whites, it's always been great, but people would just say I'm complaining, and maybe, but I'm not the only one that feels this way. Millions upon millions of people feel this way, and it's only going to get worse. And I feel bad for what's going to happen in the future if it continues. Men snap and they go crazy. Humans are social creatures. Humans are meant to reproduce, and if a guy can't do that, he feels like he has nothing left for a lot of people. I don't advocate for that. Let me repeat that. I don't advocate for it, but just because I'm talking about it doesn't mean I myself or Greg are gonna do it. But nobody likes to talk about it, They just like to pretend it's not a problem or it's not gonna happen. But the loneliness of the internet, you can see so many questions, so many answers, but it's very hard to meet new people. A lot of them are robots. A lot of them aren't fucking real. A lot of them are fake. Very hard to meet real friends on there. I only met Greg by chance.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad we met, but it's very hard for people to make friends nowadays. I know I sound like a broken record repeating it, but I needed to get through people's fucking heads, especially if you're better than average, I guess you could say. You want to understand. Yes, you would have your own problems being pretty or above average. You want to know which guy to trust. You want to know which one wants you for you or for your body. You have to worry about being raped. Girls have their own issues. I get that. But nobody likes to ever talk about the guy issues or even the ugly girl issues. They're ignored. They're treated like shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're viewed as fucking animals only meant to work and nothing else. They're viewed as they don't deserve anything. I've seen people on Reddit say I hate ugly people, and some other dude was like, I'm above average, and he's like, ladies, stop giving ugly dudes chances. They don't deserve love. You should only date hotter guys, so that way genes can go up, not down, like they have been.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not just ignore how Nazi-ish that sounds. Because, would you react the same way if you're like, oh, hey, let's hate all Jews? They shouldn't be able to reproduce because they're not Aryan. Sounds kind of evil now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And why the fuck would it be okay to say that about normal people? It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be tolerated if you said that about blacks.
Yeah, that's a
But,
good point.
but since ugly people can encompass any race and any gender, um, it wouldn't be such a big outcry, I suppose.
Hmm.
I just still think it's messed up. I'm,
Yeah, I was just actually thinking, um, as I was growing up, and we're talking about the 80s.
Greg, it was so much easier in the 80s.
It was definitely easy.
And I remember you telling me how much friends you had.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of friends. The girls were a little different, but they still, the thing about then back then was you saw each other in person. We didn't hide behind a computer
You
because
guys
we
had
didn't have
friends.
the internet back then, but
You knew how to talk to people. There
yeah.
was actual connections.
And it was right then and there. So if a girl didn't like you, she'll go, "Ew, I don't like you," or turn her back.
It's a little rude, but I understand.
Yeah. Or back in the day, it was more notes. We would write
Oh,
notes
I
and
remember that.
pass the notes in the class.
You're
But
talking about pre 2010. I remember those.
oh, they still did that.
They did like in the mid 2000s when I went to school, but they stopped by the time I was a senior.
Oh my gosh.
Because it was phones. Like
Yeah.
I'd say
Oh yeah.
like 2009 was the last time I seen it because that's before like phones were where every teenager had one. It was still flip phones by then.
Yeah. But I remember back in the day, if you didn't like somebody, or if you know,
You could tell.
you just tell them, or you just kind of walk away. Nowadays, like you mentioned with the computer, people hide behind the computer. They can say what they want to say.
Well, there's a
And
lot of trolling. Sometimes it can be funny, and
yeah,
sometimes it can be downright terrible, downright horrible what they say.
I mean, it was bad enough when it was in person, but at least the person was real. And
You weren't kidding. At least you knew who it was. Like you'd settle it if you wanted to. Now it's all they can, all they have to do is block you, and you can never like talk to them again unless you start a new profile. It can be very aggravating.
right. So yeah, things have changed through the years and it's gotten worse. Of course, back then we never even thought about this social stuff. It wasn't even mentioned. So we
You
didn't
know,
know what it was going to be like in the 90s or 2000. We actually thought it would still be the same.
Greg, I have to say one of the issues I find with social media and like the loneliness people feel nowadays and how they feel unaccomplished and unmotivated and depressed is they look at what their peers do. Like a lot of people lie about how their life is on social media. You always see them on the beach or doing this, doing that, and
Right.
their life is actually boring. They just do that to make themselves seem more interesting. I see it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got to sign for my gas receipt.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am. Pretty good. 9008. That's perfect. Here we go. You too. But yeah, gonna be what it is. I just wish more people could see that all it is escapism. It's all fucking lies.
Hmm.
I'm not saying technology hasn't been used to do great things, but I just feel like maybe we went too far, and technology is going to lead to more death. It's going to lead to more loneliness, and it's going to lead people to having no purpose. And when you have a population that's starving and they feel there's no purpose to continue, you're going to have more crime. You're going to have less law-abiding citizens, like you're seeing now. Society is breaking down because, in part, Western feminism, technology advancement, technology isolating people, like a lot of jobs being displaced, a lot of careers going overseas, overcrowding, like you're just going to see crime and other things keep going up and people not caring anymore.
Right.
That's why you see a lot of jobs are short-staffed, because they realize they're actually not going anywhere. That's the one thing I think about COVID, because that's when people were really isolated and couldn't go anywhere, and they realized, wow, my life really has no fucking meaning. Anything and everything I do really has no fucking meaning. I will never succeed. I will never have that career job. And all it took was COVID to realize that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them hate just waking up and working to survive, never having any benefits or being able to have kids. You know, I've seen dudes actually cry online on Reddit because they couldn't have kids because they wouldn't be able to afford it, and they really wanted to have kids.
Right.
And it made me feel terrible, you know, because that's the type of guys that we need. But I'm not surprised, you know. I'm just not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not
And you
surprised
know, some
myself.
people do get surprised. They're like, "It's not like that," and it's like, "No, it is. I promise you.
Yeah.
Everything I said is not a lie. I swear on my mother's life, everything I said is true." And of course, they can call you a liar or say it's not really like that, or you know, the world isn't like that. And it's like, how would you know?
Right.
Just in case you were privileged, doesn't mean others were. You know, that's one of my favorite things when someone who's privileged says something so outlandish and so stupid, you just don't want to talk to them anymore. I've heard that a few times. Why don't you just buy a house?
Yeah.
Why don't you get a better job? Why don't you just go out and meet someone? Like, you don't think people try? It's not how like it used to be. Now there's choices people can have, especially women online dating.
Right.
And like whether women want to admit it or not, they usually don't. But what they got to admit, or should admit, is that the average dude is invisible. Girls got all the power to pick who they want, which I mean they obviously should have the right, but it sucks for the rest of the guys. They will probably only get the bottom of the barrel, and no guy wants that. So a lot of dudes are just gonna stop dating, and just like in Japan, where they're facing population decline and they're worried about it, I'm actually happy we're having a population decline. I'm actually happy people have stopped dating. I'm actually happy MGTOW has grown. Greg, I see a lot of more MGTOW now than I did even 3 years ago. It's growing and it's actually going good. It's fucking amazing. I love it. And I hope people continue because I think it can save men and even women. I think it can save their lives if people can just submit to it.
Yeah.
But you know, people gotta keep their grand illusions and delusions. You know how it is, Greg.
Right.
And it just makes me laugh, man. Because people can't be honest with themselves. People just can't be honest about anything. And let me tell you, man, like, once you admit things to yourself, like, you gotta be able to admit things in the mirror if you wanna be able to like, move forward, you know?
Yeah,
What's up,
exactly.
brother? Pretty good. You know, it's funny, that dog sorry. That dog talks so much crap. And like whenever he comes out, he loses it, and he likes to be petted.
Oh, he's the softest, gentlest thing you can imagine.
It's always the truck. They hate the truck. Every dog. Yeah.
He's scared of the smallest little dog.
Yeah.
He just barks.
Yeah.
And he barks. He doesn't bark much, honestly. So
it's always the truck, like the dog.
Yeah. It's just anything different. If he sees somebody walking down the road, he barks.
Yeah.
But he's super gentle. I mean, like you can put your hand right in his mouth. He doesn't bite. He's a fighter.
Yeah. I know. Dogs like
their dogs next door. If they got loose and came running at you, I'd probably get away.
Yeah. What type of dogs is it?
I don't even know. I'm not sure.
Have they ever attacked your dog?
No, they keep their dogs are great. I mean, they keep them over there and everything. But he likes to bark at them and get them going. But he knows they can't.
I'm guessing he does it on purpose.
I think it's like every night before he goes to bed, he comes out and barks at the neighborhood like he's.
Yeah, like you're Mufasa, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you like being petted. That's right. Still talk a lot of crap, though.
Yeah, you can.
Have a good day, sir. There you go. You know, that's something I can't apologize for, Greg. The whole world just heard me gushing about how adorable a dog was. You know, if there's one thing I love more than humans, it's animals. Because, one, they never judge you. Two, they're lovelier. Except when a cat's being a dick. Three, they're just so fluffy, I want to pet them. I want to cuddle them. I love dogs. Dogs are my favorite animals. And, you know, like, you just heard me gushing about a dog. I know some people will be like, are you really gushing and petting a dog like a child? And I'll be like, damn right I am. That dog's fucking adorable. Go fuck yourself if you don't like it. Like, I'm not going to hide my love for animals. Like,
No.
you know, some girls actually used to like that, Greg.
I know.
He's really kind and loving to animals. That means he's not a psychotic cockhead. I mean, anybody who's kind to dogs, that doesn't make them a good person. Because Hitler was very kind to dogs and hated any type of dog abuse.
Mm-hmm.
But you wouldn't call him a good person.
Yeah, that's true.
But I feel like it tends to indicate there's better chances you're a good person, like if you're very kind to dogs than cats. That was just always my opinion, but you know, we can't talk about the same subject all day. You know, I just wanted to get my point of view out about that.
Right.
You know, we talked about what MGTOW was last time, so if you want to hear it, you can check out the last episode. We did have to cut it short because there's always a road on my route that like completely wipes away any connection. So me and Greg wouldn't have been able. We would have to put two separate episodes together, and it's always a pain in the ass. But yeah, Greg, today's been beautiful. If you can ignore being lonely and accept yourself, even if there's things you can't fix and you want to, if you can just accept who you are, even if it makes you unhappy, I feel like there's still certain things you can laugh about. Even if you're lonely, even if you have no friends, family, or a love, and you see people have them all the time, like you feel lonely, like, hey, dude, I get it. But that doesn't mean you should hurt other people. That doesn't mean you should escalate things. If you gotta be a hermit, be a fucking hermit. Like, find writing. Find something that doesn't make you a scumbag, a piece of shit. Like, I get it. You're angry. Other people have better lives than you. Welcome to the real world, dude. I mean, that's just what life is. That just is what it is. Some dude is gonna get a hot piece of ass and you're gonna get nothing. Doesn't mean you should hate those two. They're beautiful. Let them go at it. If they want to be happy, let them be happy. Chances are they're gonna be miserable and divorce. Over 50% of marriages are divorces, so like you're not missing anything. Do you want to pay child support? Do you want to never see your kids? Do you want to be a weekend dad? Then get married. Do you want to lose your house, half your shit, your pension if you even fucking have one? Want to lose all your friends? Get married. There you go. I just did the ultimate ad for marriage.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Women are the ones that initiate divorces. Imagine that, Greg.
I know.
A lot of single mothers are single mothers because they make bad decisions, terrible decisions. They know that dude's not good. They won't admit it, and they'll always say, oh, I didn't know, but I call them bullshit. That means girls are dumb as fuck. If they're like, oh, I didn't know. It's like, really? You didn't fucking know? You tell me that you're that stupid? And I refuse to believe Most girls are that stupid because girls are smarter than you give them credit for.
Right.
Like, they know how to get away with shit. They know how to lie. They know how to avoid accountability. Now, don't get me wrong. They also can be very kind, very loving, very protective. Like, I'm not saying they're all bad. Like, there's very good things that women can do that men cannot do, and vice versa. But it seems like both genders are going downhill.
Oh, I know.
And that's if you even, like, say you're one of them, you know? You also got to deal with the mental illness of those that want to be non-binary or, like, trans or asexual or demisexual, whatever they say they are, you know, you got to deal with that too, you know?
Yeah.
It just seems like a bunch of mental health is affecting the youth and people as they get older. I wonder if it's because, like, people back then were tougher because they had to be to survive, or nobody just talked about it and it seemed like they were normal. It makes me wonder.
Probably a combination of both.
You're right. But I just find it hard to believe that we can say, oh, they were just all more tough and stronger back in the day. It's like, but there's more people alive today than ever before. Well, actually, Greg, there's been about over 100 billion people that have ever lived on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
So that means most people's family bloodlines are going to die out. And the fact that your bloodline is even going right now is amazing. But just like me and you, Greg, our bloodlines are going to not die with us. Well, it will die with you, but it won't die with me. Because my brother Jeff decided to have a kid, you know?
Right.
My brother Brandon probably will never have kids, and I never wanted kids because I let the love of my life go. And she was the only one I ever wanted to have kids with. You can call it stupid, but she was the only one I ever wanted to have kids with. I let the one that I loved get away. And, you know, she's very happy today. She became a pharmacist. And I'm very proud of her, you know?
Yeah.
Greg, this is the girl that used to say the N-word on Facebook, you know, just to be edgy.
Oh,
And used to be depressed and cut herself. And now she's a pharmacist. She's dating, like, some dude who's in acting school. She has a very good life. And I'm very proud of her.
Mm-hmm.
She has her head on right. And, you know, I'm kind of jealous of that. But I also know how the other half lives. And not everybody will. Not everybody will get to experience that. So,
yeah,
you gotta take the good with the bad, you know? Plus, I started writing 2 more poems, so we should be able to get on those real soon.
Oh, okay, cool.
When I was younger, I don't know what Greg's dream was. I think your dream, you said, was to either be a cop or like a veterinarian or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you said cop, or maybe that was when you were
Nope.
older.
No, you're definitely right.
And I just said veterinarian because I figured you liked animals. It seems like a lot of kids wanted to be a veterinarian at some point.
Yeah, I had that on my mind at one time.
But anyways, I always wanted to be a writer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to write. I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to get my poetry, my novels, my plays, anything I could write, I wanted to get out there to the world. And, you know, even nearly 20 years later, I'm still writing. I have written 291 poems so far. I've written a few short stories. Oh, Greg, that reminds me. I got to give you some of my old short stories, don't I?
Yeah.
Like Lucky the Cat. Remember I told you I wrote Lucky the Cat?
Yeah.
Greg, I don't know if one is still around, you know, because I forgot about those a long time ago. Well, I think you'd probably think it's pretty cute. I gotta find that box because I put a lot of my drawings, a lot of my writings away, and some I've never been able to find. So, well, anyways, that's my dream. You know, I want to publish books. I want to have my name out there. But I also gotta find a different goal now. You know, maybe I should get a second degree, or maybe I should get my master's. You know, I just had a lot of regret because I looked up yesterday and I saw things that I never saw before because I actually went through the old profile where me and her were together, right?
Okay.
And I didn't realize, one, how sometimes I came across. I was a little cringy and I felt ashamed and embarrassed. But one, how many times she actually said what she said, and two, I forgot about phone signatures. You remember phone signatures where when people used to text on flip phones, they used to have like phone signatures back in the day?
Yeah, I do.
God, I haven't remembered that in like 13 years, but I forgot because she posted randomly to Facebook from her phone, and the phone signature underneath that was TL, like capital TL with a heart. And I was the only one in that school with a TL, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I had regrets and I had things I wish I could go back and do and experience. And, you know, things I wish I didn't do. You know, I did apologize to her. I did try to make it up. I tried a lot of things. But you know what? Sometimes it just doesn't work. And you got to let her be happy.
Right.
She never did forgive me, though.
Oh, she didn't?
No. She dislikes me. Which is kind of odd, because I don't feel like she dislikes any of her exes, but she dislikes me. I guess I must be special like that.
Yeah, must. Wow.
But you know what? It's kind of odd. I have very good, fond memories of her, and I wish her well, and part of me will always love her, and I hope she's okay. If she ever had asked me for anything, I would give it to her. But I know she'll never talk to me again. And you know what? Sometimes it's just what guys gotta experience for themselves. You know?
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing. The best thing is just think of the good memories.
Yeah, but the problem with that is the older you get, the more memories fade.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree with that.
I know it sounds weird, but
no, that's actually true.
It's what I've experienced in my life. You know, like I remember certain things with Abby. Don't get me wrong, but I don't remember everything that I used to. Because I used to remember everything. Like I wanted to, for the longest time, make that video about the one that got away. Remember, I never did it.
Yeah.
I forgot about it. Just because most of the time I don't think about her and I don't really care to. Well, it's just, you know, I was feeling lonely yesterday and I was looking back, and everyone that was in my past is either dead or moved on, or they moved away. Like Jeremy, he's dead. If Jeremy was still alive, I have no doubt, even though he lived in North Carolina, I have no doubt that if I ever went down and saw him, he would welcome me, you know?
Right.
Greg, I wish you could have met Jeremy, because Jeremy was my first ever friend. Jeremy was the first ever person to treat me right and be my friend and want to hang out and be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just a school friend, but outside school, where I genuinely cared if he lived or died. And I cried when he died. I thought about him every day for at least more than 6 months, you know? I couldn't get him out of my head. Regrets. I had a lot of regrets when it came to Jeremy, because I never got to apologize, you know?
Yeah.
I never got to say goodbye. And his funeral went to hell. It was embarrassing. I never wanted him to be cremated. I never got any of his ashes. They auctioned off his shit like an auction, pretty much. And I was embarrassed to be a part of it. You know, there was fights, there was a lot of drinking, there was an almost DWI. It was a very bad weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, I never wanted to get that close with someone again, whether they be a girl or a guy. Because I felt like after I experienced all those, I felt like the death of Jeremy was the end. You understand?
Oh, I totally understand where you're coming from.
I felt that was the end, and I didn't need any other friendships. I didn't need to try again. Like, I had enough friendships and enough of everything to last a lifetime. Obviously, I know that was not real because I met Brandon then. And then me and Brandon hung out until at least 2023, but our friendship's dying. And then I met you either in 2020 or 2021. And, you know, you've been my best friend since. You know, I wonder who I'll meet next.
Yeah, it's like a continuing thing.
Yeah, but it hurts.
Oh, I know. I know it hurts.
It's raining men, calling the dumps. You know, I also wanted to announce, I thought about doing musical covers.
Musical covers?
Yeah, of like music that nobody does covers of anymore, like old type of music. Or people that aren't around anymore and never made it.
I think that's pretty cool. I never thought something like that.
You know, just music that I discovered over the years.
Yeah.
And you know, Brandon said if I ever figured out how to do it, that he wanted me to have him do a couple of rap covers. And I'm like, okay. And we haven't done it, but, you know, I wonder what to do with the channel next. And most of the time, I just want to leave it as like an old type channel and not really have anything to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you what I want your next video to be. It's going to be a work of art and a work in progress. Although I don't think it'll be as hard as the tribute to Purple Haze. I want you to do a tribute to Reality Duo.
Tribute to Reality Duo.
Yes. And it might be hard because there's not as many photos or videos of me and you than there is with me and Brandon, but I think you can do it. You don't have to make it as long as you did the other one, but
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Let's do a tribute video to us. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful idea.
I do too, man. I think it'd be pretty cool. I think you'd like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll see what I can do here.
Because, you know, I wanted to try it, see how it would go, and I think it'd be really interesting just to see what it's like and what we can do. And I feel like I'll give you another video to be a creator on. So
yeah.
Because Greg, if me and Brandon are Purple Haze and nobody else can be, then me and you are a reality duo. And you know what? I feel like when you're here, me and you should go explore some graveyards and do some other things that me and Brandon were going to do but never do.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should do it more than just a podcast. I can't believe we never thought of that.
No, that's a great idea.
Greg, I think that's a
brilliant idea.
we can now be reality duo. And if Brandon's like, what the hell is reality duo, you know? I'll just be like, reality duo is what Purple Haze could have been, you know?
Right.
I'll just be like, hey, you know, reality duo is what Purple Haze could have been. You know, I invited you many times to go exploring and to go visit the graveyard and actually make videos on interesting topics, to actually do a podcast, and you never wanted to do anything except go to the school and or stay with your girl.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying those are bad things, but that's one of the reasons why Purple Haze is no more, you know, besides maybe a rare video appearance here and there. But me and you could do reality duo every day. And eventually me and you will surpass, even though I know Brandon will disagree, me and you will surpass what I did on Purple Haze. You know, I feel like, I don't know if this will be a compliment towards you or not, but I think it is. I feel like I'm leaving the Beatles. I left the Beatles, and now I'm in Wings with you.
That's
If you feel like I'm shortchanging you, just remember that band still sold over 100 million copies.
yeah, that's true. You're right.
And we're just starting out, Greg. It only feels like the Beatles for the old band. Well, my old, you know, because we did it for so long. Me and you, for us, this is new, you know?
Mhm.
So I'm not trying to shortchange you, of course, but, you know, I know how it comes across, but I'm just being truthful.
No, actually, it's a good idea. I mean,
I don't count, like, videos like our Jane Doe videos to be, like, a reality duo. Do you think that's fair, or do you think we should count them as a reality duo?
no, I agree with you. I think that should be a separate thing.
You know, just like I didn't want to count Greg's Corner into reality duo, because that's more your own kind of thing.
Mhm.
And hey, if you ever decide to do a video with it, just about anything, or just even say hi, like, you can upload, you know, like, I don't have to be the only one that does.
Oh, I know. I'm actually getting some topics ready to go, so I will be doing videos soon.
Gotcha.
No, but I haven't forgot that yet.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, the circle jerk of the internet, our second point of view. I forgot about that. What I meant by, like, circle jerk is a lot of people have these social network sites so they can get attention, so they can get a validation, and they can be narcissists. Look at me, look how good I am. It's only about them, you know?
Right.
And then they get mad or jealous or complain when it don't go their way. You can see it on YouTube, you can see it on Twitch, you can see it on Twitter. There's a lot of places you can fucking see it. And it keeps getting worse. But more and more of these influencers are becoming the norm. You know, it's like back in the day when everybody wanted to be a mumble rapper or an internet rapper, and they thought they were going to make it, and they never did. You know, just things like that.
Yeah.
It's, I don't even know what you want me to say about it, man. Plus, a lot of girls and guys no longer have any shame. Because, you know, I can't just single girls out on this one because a lot of guys have OnlyFans as well.
Mhm.
It seems like there's no shame anymore. It seems like people are proud of this type of behavior, and I find that to be weird. It's like, whatever happened to self-respect? Working hard, feeling proud of yourself for moving forward. Now it's just, what's the easiest way? And they don't think about how it could potentially affect any future children or spouse or career. Like, nobody thinks about the consequences anymore.
No, they don't.
And it is like the wildest thing to me. It's like, why didn't you think about it before? Why didn't you care about it before? You know, it's wild, honestly. Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your position, that's not our problem.
Yeah.
You know, the industry spits people up, and it's a very evil industry, and a lot of people don't get that. You know, sometimes it's not a good about how good you are as a talent. It's about your looks. A lot of it is about looks and what can sell, not how good someone is.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, haven't you ever seen Simon from What's Up, Brother? You know, I don't know if I can start to believe you anymore because I keep coming here more and more. You're like, it's not me, it's the ladies.
But they do this for the tape.
Fair enough, man. Of course. You too.
For all this.
I would say, did you do it yourself? But I don't think you would write poop poop. Fair enough. Have a good day. But yeah, you know, I just, I guess it's just gonna be what it is.
Yeah.
Let them learn the hard way. You know, like I was talking about Simon. I knew that was a dick. I was just afraid like a little kid did it. He's like, no, those are older kids. And I'm like, okay. Because why is there a giant dick in your driveway? Written in chalk, like, there's a bunch of offensive shit I've written on, like, his driveway. And I'm like, why would a little girl draw a dick? What the fuck's going on in this house? Then the dude's in, like, his 70s, and I'm like, it's probably not a little girl. I hope not. Because that'd be, like, the
Probably
weirdest thing.
not.
I probably willing to bet money that it's not, so thankfully. Anyways, you want to talk about the industry? Let's bring up American Idol.
Okay.
It's always a prettier girl, or at least the prettiest they can find that wins. Not talented. And think about The Voice or Simon. There's a reason why on The Voice they have them turn around, because if they look at the person's looks, no matter how amazing their voice is, they're not going to choose them. I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, I totally agree. I used to watch that show all the time.
It's called American Idol.
Yeah.
Simon, even if they're amazing, he will only do it if the other judges do it. No, don't get me wrong, some of them are very nice, but I've seen them be completely ignorant too. Like, you want to find an example? Demi Lovato. This dude was pretty good, but she's like, oh, you know, I'm sorry, you know, some people don't get selected for their dreams. They're just not that good. And he's like, at least I don't use autotune, and you do. Then he walked off stage, and everybody was clapping because, you know, ever since she did that meth, her brain's on fucking drugs, Greg. Like, she's never been the same.
Jeez.
I can't watch those shows. I find them kind of pathetic and using people, you know?
Yeah. I remember watching those shows right when it first came out, and it took me a while to figure it out, but then finally I figured it out, and I'm like, no, this just is not going to work for me.
Guys, you know, I guess my global network switched from 4G and then that's 4G. Threw us off. Are we back on?
Yep.
Okay, good. You know, today's not too bad. I got 94 stops. I've done 34 so far. So I got like 60 left. For me, it don't feel too bad, you know. Before you called, I was just listening to some really good music.
Oh, yeah?
Did I cut out?
Yeah, I just cut out for a second there, but we're okay.
Okay. Well, what I said was, what'd you do the last 2 days? You know, I was just listening to music before you called, you know, some old music. Some Austin Jones, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know, still like his music despite what he did. Some people can separate what an artist does and some cannot. You know, I can understand both viewpoints, but put it forward, and you know what? I'm gonna still listen to it. It is what it is.
Right.
I like it. Some people still listen to Michael Jackson, even though he's been accused multiple times. Some people still listen to R. Kelly. You know, it just really depends on how much music can mean for you to ignore the other aspects of it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying either side is right, but I'm not going to stop listening to it just because. Okay.
And you shouldn't. And you shouldn't have to stop that.
Because the music meant something at the time. We didn't know he was. It's not a bad day today, Greg.
That's good.
What'd you do the last couple of days?
Took it easy, and then I had to go to the bank and talk to a banker about some of my accounts, and got some things moved around. And other than that, it's been raining the last couple of days. We actually have rain coming in today.
Gotcha.
But I haven't done too much. Just been taking it relaxing and taking it easy.
You know, a lot of the problems I also don't enjoy about online this anymore is how scripted and fake things are, or how horny things get. You know,
Yeah.
just to try and sell something. American society is very, very weird and it's collapsing, and I think it was always meant to collapse. The fact, like, if we had internet 200 years ago, don't think for a fact girls would have been any more respectful or guys would have been any more respectful. It's a level of stupid.
Right.
Like, see, they had the technology to use social media, but they didn't have like the technology like of the medicine and shit. It'd be a really weird time of like posting shit online and having masks but not being clean. You know, it'd just be a really weird time. What do you think of the future, Greg? What do you hope to see?
I don't really know. I'm actually scared of knowing what's gonna happen.
Scared knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know, the way things are going right now, I'm hoping it'll get better, but
Me too.
I don't know at this time. You know, things with politics, other countries, just how generally things are going in this
If we
country.
keep having it's not going to get better, Greg.
No.
We're going to get further into that because they keep talking about raising the debt ceiling, not doing anything for our citizens, but just doing shit for, well, I can't even say the military because we're failing as a military to benefit it. Enough people, and even if you force the draft anymore.
Right.
Issues the military. And, you know, their woke ads don't help either.
Yeah.
Somehow we don't have term limits for senators or judges for the president. Sometimes, you know, 100 million years.
Right.
None of them are ever punished for wasting people's time. They all have qualified immunity, Greg, and it needs to end. That's when you'll see changes that can come when they can be punished and are punished. That's when you'll see things become better. But until then, everything they say or do don't really mean anything. That's why cops can get away with doing terrible shit.
Yeah.
You know, it gets really tiring to talk about because nobody does anything to fix anything, you know?
I know.
People guys, I'm in the middle of nowhere, so you know my technology isn't really too good out here. It's like the good old days. Just yourself out here, you, me, and nobody else. Any other fears you have of society breaking down, or they're becoming more criminals, or anything that else worries you, like retirement, or
Yeah, I was just gonna say, as you get older, I think the it's the older generation, I think are getting more scared of the retirement, Social Security,
you
kind
know,
of.
Greg, I'm just gonna have to stop you. I don't feel bad for them.
I'm just saying, what would the future be
I
like
don't.
in,
I
20,
don't
30
feel
years?
bad for them because they started this. They are the
Yeah,
cause
that's
for
true.
it. They were the cause of it, and it's just ironic to me that they do nothing to fix it. They do nothing to. They ignored it for so many years, but they doomed my generation, and they doomed the millennials too.
Yeah.
But then they have the nerve to say, "Oh, where to now?" And it's like, hopefully the grave, because we don't need you anymore, or your toxic views. You know, that's what I think.
Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking too.
I hear so many Gen Z people say it. They're like, I can't wait until the boomers are gone, and I'm like, I feel that. A lot of them are actually very nice, but
Oh, I know.
that's not why people say that. They say that because a lot of them have doomed what is going to happen in the future.
Right.
There's a reason why we're going to have no good jobs anymore because Bill Clinton let them go overseas for some reason. He signed into a law in like 1992, a bill that wouldn't ban companies moving overseas for cheaper labor. He allowed that to happen.
Yeah, I actually remember him doing that.
America is going to fall, and I hope it does, because I feel like we deserve it. We keep hiring the same retards, and even if we move to a same area, we keep the same politics. Nobody learns their lesson. Nobody cares to learn their lesson, and it makes me not want to be a part of this country. And I would move, Greg, if I had the money to, because it's very hard just surviving and being poor. Because I always hear people be like, "Oh, why don't you move if you just hate the country so much?" Wouldn't it make me more of a patriot to say what's wrong with this country instead of pretending everything's all right?
Yeah.
You have a lot of fake patriots in this country that like never joined the military, but they wish they had the balls to, and then they're like, "Oh, Red Dawn, I'll fight for my country." You know, it's like, no, the fuck you won't. You never joined the military. You know,
Right.
like I never joined the military, but I've always been honest with how I felt. Not that they would let me join the military anyways because of my eye, but I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah.
I don't pretend to be this conservative patriot that really likes my country. It's like, no, this country sucks dick. It treats its people terribly. There's no vacation. There's no health care. There's no system where people can take a break. You're going to work until the day you die. And most people die in that like country, honestly.
Right.
We spend most of our money on incarceration in the prison industrial complex or trying to feed the military industrial complex. This country is going to hell in a handbasket, and we fucking deserve to. The world hates America for a fucking reason. We deserve it. We deserve every last bit of it. We've killed so many people that we didn't need to kill. We've done so many fucking terrible things in the name of America that make us terrorists, but nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to agree with that. Because they look at America as the good guy. We're
Yeah.
not the good guy, Greg.
I know.
We're the bad guy. We invaded Afghanistan and we invaded Iraq without Congress approval to do so, by the way, which George Bush should have been arrested for. And then we kill millions of Afghanis, and then we kill millions upon millions of Iraqis. But, you know, nobody cares because who's going to tell the President of the United States no?
Yeah, right.
I'm
Nobody.
not doing it. You know, George Bush had a lot of power back then.
Yeah, he did.
Plus, he had in his corner Dick Cheney, so. Hello! Indeed. Alice. Here you go. Yep. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Have a good day, yes. Of course, ma'am. Alright, 57 no. You know, some days I feel kind of sad now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, because I just delivered to this grandma, and, you know, her daughter was there, and her grandkids were there, one small little boy and one adorable little girl. They were on like those technology where you have like this scooter that moves for you, and all you have to do is just stand on it.
Oh, yeah.
And she was very polite, Greg. I'm not gonna crash. Like, she was very polite, very, very adorable, very polite, good manners, treats people right. I've known her grandmother for like the last 3 years, not personally, but as a customer, and they're very nice people, you know?
Right.
Very nice people. But it makes me sad because I don't have any of that, Greg. I never did. You know, and I think that's a lot of the sadness too. A lot of families are breaking apart. There is no nuclear family. Not anymore. And I think that's what's causing the downfall of society too. That's where feminism comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Feminism did a lot of damage to that, the nuclear family. And I don't think it will ever be what it once was. And I think a lot more children are not going to be born. You know, dudes that could have been good parents, girls that could have been good parents, it don't matter now because they won't ever have kids. One, it's too expensive, and two, all they meet is people that are picky, superficial, and just honestly really shitty fucking people.
Yeah.
And I dealt with that a lot, and I just don't want to deal with it anymore, and I know for a fact you have too.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks.
It
I don't
does.
want to deal with that forever. I don't want to deal with that now. Like, I know what I am. I know what I can get. I know what I represent. Like, I know all this. I had to look in the mirror and I had to accept that. And it took me a long time, you know, many times where I just wanted to kill myself or just be done with it. But, you know, I got to keep living because I'm not a quitter.
Right.
And Greg, you know, like I told you, even if I never get another girlfriend again, even if I never get another friend again, even if I gotta be alone the rest of my life and never make any more family or anything, that's okay. because I've been without it for so long that you just kind of get used to it. That's okay.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but hey, that's okay. It's okay. It's funny how like me and you can learn to accept it, but then others they like it bothers them like, and it's like all they care about now. Like, have you ever thought that was a little ironic?
Yeah, I do. And I know it does take a while to accept it.
Well, I mean, like, think about what I just said. Like, people can grow to accept it if they're actually honest with themselves.
Right.
They're not delusional,
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be that dude who wants a 10, even though he's not even close to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
There's always going to be that delusional guy where you're like, this dude is delusional. He doesn't know how women or love work.
No, you're absolutely right.
But me and you do, Greg. Me and you do. And I'll tell you how it works, Greg. You gotta have resources. It's not about luck, Greg. It's always been a business.
Mm-hmm.
You can say I'm wrong, but it's always been about a business. I mean, do you think love really, most of the time, has something to do with it?
Not always, no.
Greg, most of the time, love has nothing to do with it. Why do you think so many people break up? Because it's hookup culture. They're only fall in love with the body, but then when they get to know the person, they realize, wow, this person's a scumbag or douchebag, or they don't know how to connect with each other. It's kind of one of the things that men be about the religious for, because they waited.
Right.
And, the less people someone sleeps with, the more loyal they are,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wonder what that black German Shepherd is. Mommy! Mommy! I know, you're hiding underneath the truck. I'm going to take the ball, dog. Hi, puppy. Shadow. Well, this is my dog. Sorry. Well, I'm going to pet you. The sad thing is, I know this dog's just using me to throw the toy. You hear that?
Yeah.
I'm not hurting him. He just wants me to throw the toy. But you know how some dogs are, like, if someone hears like a dog whining, they'd be like, oh, he's hurting it. And I'm like, no.
No, it's usually they want something or want to play.
This dog, Shadow, drop it. His wife showed me how to do it one day.
Oh, really?
Because the dog kept messing with me to throw the ball. And every time I tried to grab it, he would freaking walk away and, like, do it on purpose. I like this dog. This dog is so cute. Drop it. Now he's going underneath the truck again. Probably because it's really hot. I don't blame him. Well, I'm not grabbing it from your mouth. I'll just take your tire.
There you go.
Got your ball. Almost caught it, too. What? Shadow, drop it. Drop it. Alright, I'll have to grab it from your mouth like old times. Yeah. Let me pet you. Yeah, I love German Shepherds. Yeah. The first thing I'm gonna get if I get a house, Greg. A dog.
A dog.
German Shepherd. Oh yeah. You ever want to see the cutest thing ever? Look up a dwarf German Shepherd.
Okay.
That thing is the cutest thing I've ever. Not now, obviously, but later on. It's the cutest thing. Yeah. See, now he's starting to play mind games. Okay. I gotta go, dog. I can't play mind games with you. Life is a highway all night long. Alright, so one of the poems, the next poem I'm going to write you is called, I'll let you in on a little secret. It's called I Loved Her Once. And then the next one's going to be called Here We Are Once Again.
Okay.
And I wrote like 3 lines of that first one. I feel great today, man, not going to lie.
Hey, that's good.
That is good, Greg. That is very good. I'm proud of you, Greg. For apparently feeling good. How does it feel, Greg?
I guess it feels great.
To be good.
Yeah.
Sarcasm, my friend. But yeah, no, I'm gonna spend the rest of today actually writing poems.
That's a good
what
idea.
I decided I'm gonna do, Greg.
That's a good idea.
Poems and be happy, you know? That's what I'm gonna do, man. God, it is so fucking hot out.
Yeah, it was hot here yesterday.
Oh my God, you ain't kidding. It got up to like 99, I saw.
Yeah.
Near where we're at, like at the Clay Park me and you went to, it was like 99 there.
Oh,
I
jeez.
was outside playing basketball in my FedEx shirt and it got hot as fuck. I was like, why the fuck does FedEx use black, dude? So, Greg, what are you going to do later on today?
Right now, I don't have much planned at this time.
Well, besides upload this video.
Well, yeah.
Why don't you do a Greg's Corner video? I mean...
Actually, you know what? I was actually thinking about doing something after the afternoon, and
You know what I don't get, Greg?
What's that?
I know you like using your computer, but never like... that way, like, you know...
I've done it a couple of times.
Greg's Corner video. Or maybe even like a story video from your... you never thought about it? It would save you a lot of time, man.
No, I haven't thought about it.
Well, I'm not because it's your life. I'm just saying, like, just keep it in mind. You can also do live streams that way. Like,
yeah.
I'm just saying, keep it in the back of your mind. It's something you can do.
Right. No, it's actually a good idea. I mean, I just never thought about it.
Gotcha. Guessing the old-fashioned kind of thing. I mean, back in the day, you know, like to upload it, it took a while. I'm not gonna lie. It took quite a bit, and it always made me laugh. Like, I think one of the longest days it took me to upload something was like a couple days.
Yeah.
I just laughed. It took me like 2.5 days.
That almost happened to me too. Right.
Because I've been uploading to YouTube since lost channel out there, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid I'll just disappoint you because I don't. I wish I did, like, because a lot of the videos I used to upload, I feel like me and you could have edited and made a lot more, but, you know, a lot of those memories and a lot of those times are gone, and so are the people.
Right.
They moved on, they became adults, and they didn't have the same feelings and same thoughts as I did, and we went our separate ways and we never talked again. And we act like we never hung out at all. Never acknowledged it, nothing, you know?
Yeah.
That's how it went. That's how it became. So, whatever happened, I guess it's one of those channels where I want us to eventually have 2,000 and 3,000 videos, you know?
And I could see that happening. I really can.
Well, yeah, if we don't do what we did last time, they got the last channel deleted.
Oh, I know.
I still can't believe we did that, but do you remember how relieved I was when it was deleted?
Yeah, but it was hard on me because I was in the process of getting those videos.
Yeah, because you said you still feel bad about it.
I do. I wish we still had a lot of those.
I know, me too. But it's okay.
But we got this group here.
You know, I'm still mad the fucking Jeremy video wasn't saved. Because I did that all in one take, and I can't remember half the shit I said in it now.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted to do the Jeremy video, and then I want, you know what? You know what's sad? I remember was saved. Like, we were writing on the computer,
Yeah.
and, like, you saved me. Was that ever saved? That little blooper you did of me?
I don't think so. I have to go back and check, but I don't think we did.
You know, I still want us to upload that last Kaylee Elise video.
Oh, okay.
I fucking can't. Like, I get so fucking angry.
I know. If we can get around that.
I don't know how they do it. How they just flag it instantly.
They gotta have something inside that video.
I don't even know how the fuck that's possible.
I don't either.
But you know what? It is what it is, and you know, whatever makes them happy, and it just annoys me because, you know, like, you grabbed it for something and now you can't use it. Now it's useless.
Yeah.
That's what bothers me. Like, not that it's completely useless or gone. Like, me and you will always have it. No, the problem is they made us having the video useless, you know?
Right.
There goes 14 minutes of nothing. There goes 14 minutes of nothing. Uh, 263. You know, maybe we should retry today. Hello. Indeed, what is it? That reminds me of the park. Yep, it's right out of the park. Usually most adults today are too busy for that with how expensive things are becoming. Reminds me of my childhood, though. Ready? No. I'm 26. It just reminds me of the old days. Gotcha. You have a good day, man. You know, we should try that Kaylee Elise video tonight. Just text me before you do it.
Okay.
But you know, something that bothers me also that I have never been able to get over with, no matter how hard I tried, was the past. Just the idea of someone having a past. And what I mean by that is, when I was younger, you know, after me and Abby dated, I've never been able to get over it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got over her, but she was the one that got away. There was just a lot of emotion and hurt and depression and cutting involved, and she I've never met someone like her, you know? It's very hard to explain why it meant all so much to me, but all my best moments were in the past. I just can't forget the past. All my life of friendships were in the past, you know?
Yeah.
Some of those people are dead, and I'll never fucking talk to them again. Some of them I can't even talk to because I've been blocked or whatever the case may be. I don't hate those people. I wish them well. I'm glad I was able to see them or talk to them or even be in their life, you know?
Right.
But you know what I wish I did do, Greg?
What's that?
I wish I took more pictures. And you might be thinking that's ridiculous because you have like over 10,000 on my page. But I mean with the people that I cared about.
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah.
I wish I took more pictures. You know, sometimes I wish I took less because my Facebook is full of them. But, you know, a part of me wishes I never stopped taking pictures or I didn't do it as late as I did. I wish I did it earlier. You know, I wish I did more with Abby. Greg, there's only 2 photos of me and Abby existing. There's only like 5 or 6 photos of me and Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
There's only, now with there's like over 10 photos of me and Shane. And I think there's still some videos around. I can't remember if there is. Not only that, you'll probably be like, yeah, there's only so few photos with Brandon, but you have like over 100 videos with him, which you could take still shots from. You know?
Right.
So I feel like you'd still be like, Tim, that's not really the same, because you still have so many photos you can like steal from the videos, like it wouldn't really matter. And I'm like, you know what, Greg? You're right. Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Wow, Tim, that kind of hurt my feelings. That's a good one, though. Did you say something, Greg?
No.
You know, I'm just kidding. Of course, you know, I love you. I just, you know, I've taken like maybe 20 photos with Brandon. But one of my regrets is not taking more photos with Abby, Jeremy, and some of my other friends. You know, I only have so few photos from that time where I could say, oh, no, we were friends. You know, if they lie and be like, no, I never knew him. It's like, well, 1, we went to the same high school. And 2, there he is, you know, right there.
Right.
And they'll be like, wow. No, I'd actually laugh. They're like, wow, it's lying. Like, no, you're actually right there. Oh, yeah, same yearbook. I actually still have some of my yearbooks. I think from my third, I had my senior yearbook, my 3rd grade yearbook, I think my 6th and 5th grade yearbook, and I think that's about it.
Oh, okay.
You know, I did try to get signatures, but at that point, I stopped caring about the people in my high school, you know?
Yeah.
Because at that point, I was just so treated badly that I just didn't care about it. But I wonder if there's other people out there that can't let go of the past or they're stuck in the past, you know, kind of like the Great Gatsby was.
Oh, I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are.
Do you understand it better when I bring up the Great Gatsby and how he was? You saw the movie.
Yep.
He couldn't escape it. Now, you know as well as I do, my wife isn't consumed about it like that, because that's excessive, but I mean, I used to be like that, where I thought I needed her and my life to be happy, and if I could never win her back, I can never be happy. There are times where I'm content, not happy, but content, you know? And I just wonder where my future is going from here. Can I still turn things around? Can I still move on? Because I still think about the past. Fortunately for me, not as much as I did. But it's a common talking place for me to you. And it was a commonplace for me to talk about my past with Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
Greg, I did things to Jeremy that I felt bad about. I made him and Abby break up. I feel like a douchebag and a scumbag for doing that. He forgave me eventually, but I felt so bad. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like they would have eventually broke up due to the distance and what was going on between them, which I'm not going to talk about, not my place. But his family got involved, and it wasn't going so peachy. Then guess who she relied on when she called me? Me.
You, yeah.
Now, I didn't know, Greg, that whole summer she was dating other guys because she had more than one Facebook.
Jeez.
Remember, she was young, Greg. I'm not saying she's like that now, but I didn't know.
Right.
I thought I was the only guy she was talking to. I thought we were more in love than we really were. I think maybe it's the first time I ever fell in love, and maybe I reacted to it differently than she ever did. And I didn't realize that. That's what my problem is. Maybe she thought I came out stronger than I did. I'm not really sure. There's a lot of variables. Maybe she wanted more attention than I could give. There's a lot of questions that I still have about our relationship, you know?
Right.
So it's really hard for me to say in general what it could not have been. Could we have stayed together? Possibly. I mean, she went through a changing of friends every few years. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Because I didn't know if our personalities would mesh well. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? I can't really say. Because I don't know how her personality is now. I just know that the Abby I knew was the one that I loved. And what I mean by that, Greg, is I don't even know if she fucking existed at all. I know it sounds confusing, but think about it. I know you had and I got away, and I'll let you talk about it after I'm done with the Abby thing, because yours is kind of interesting too. A little younger than what mine was, but still kind of heartbreaking. The point of what I'm saying is that I don't know if the image that she put on the facade, I don't know if what I was seeing and experiencing with her were real. Why the fuck is there a little child on the side of the road? Where the fuck are her parents? You know what? I'm not even going to get involved, but still, what the fuck?
I know, I hate that.
No, Greg, there's like a 7-year-old child on a scooter just riding down the road with no adult or parents in sight. And it's a back-end road, so, you know, don't get me wrong, but where the fuck are her parents, dude? Seriously?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even going to get involved. It's not my place. I don't feel like dealing with any angry parents who get the wrong idea. Not my place, I guess. Not dealing with it. But anyways, you know, I don't know if she was real. The facade she put on. Was that really her? Or was she just putting on a facade because she thought that's what I would like? That's the part that bothered me and made me have regret for years.
Mm-hmm.
The question is it a facade, and did I really feel love? Or did I just like the attention that came with it and wanted more out of it? Then, well, there's just a lot of questions. I don't know if it was real, Greg. That's the problem. Like, I know that she loved me because I remember hearing stories, you know, that she cried when I broke up with her, like all 3 times that I did. I know that doesn't make me sound like a good person, but there's more to the story than just me breaking up with her.
Yeah.
Her friends got involved, and there was other issues in our relationship besides that. But do I have regrets about it? Not really. I mean, I became a different person than maybe I could have if I stayed with her. Maybe I would have other regrets if I stayed with her. Maybe I'd be a father by now. You know, there's a lot of things that I don't know, Greg. But I'm not willing to stake money on it. And there's no point in really thinking about it. You know, she's happy now. She has her dream job. She has her boyfriend. And she's in a completely different part of New York. Mm-hmm. I'll never see her again, even if I wanted to. Every time I tried to message her, she either blocked me or ignored me. And this has been ongoing for years, so I just got to let it go. And a part of you might be thinking, oh, did you do it to get her back or to get closure? Yes, to both. And I never got closure. That's another problem. You know, some people would say, oh, well, your closure is her fucking deleting you. That's your closure. She doesn't owe you any closure. And I'm like, you're right. She don't. I never said she did.
Right.
I never said she had to talk to me or that she's obliged to talk to me. She's not. None of that. She doesn't have to deal with any of it. But I've always wondered. That's the thing. And, you know, her and Jeremy and Abby dated one last time after me and Abby ended, right?
Okay.
And he never told me what happened. All he said was they just started hanging out again. They started talking again, right?
Yeah.
And then, because I used to see them after school. That was her go-to, to hang out with her boyfriend after school because her parents were strict. And then one day, she started hanging out with another guy. Like, I saw her with another guy, and I went up to Jeremy, and I'm like, hey, yo, your girl's hanging out with, you know, Jake something. And he's like, she's not my girl, you know, like, she stopped talking to me, and she stopped hanging out with me. I don't know what happened, and, well, you know, it just kind of became what it was.
Yeah.
And he just stopped. Now, that doesn't mean that he didn't stop caring about her. Because, he did care about her. Hello! Looks like I met you at the right time, madam.
Great service.
Perfect. Have a good day, ma'am. Thank you. Beautiful day. But, you know, he did love her very much.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
You know what, Greg? I'm going to say that their love that they had for each other, or at least I thought they did, his love, you know, I saw it with any other girl he dated. His love was always pure. He always treated them kindly, treated them like a princess, was only concerned about them, never yelled at them, was always understanding. Jeremy was the first. He went to an older guy. She always dated older guys.
Right.
And then she left that dude and went to another guy that she dated for like 2 years, and then went to another guy. She's been with a lot of dudes. Not like sexually, I don't know if she has, but at least dating a lot. Like even when she was younger, she dated a lot. And people may be like, why are you bringing that up? And I'm just trying to paint a story of what I discovered after we broke up, and I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What happened? And then she used to have a Facebook I forgot about underneath my email, right?
Right.
And I hacked into it one day, and I was kind of disgusted by the messages that she had with other, like she would talk to other dudes that maybe were legal. Like Abby, in my opinion, had issues. She used to say the N-word a lot. Like, now I know me and Brandon have said it, but that's more for comedic effect. You know, she just used to be a weird person. You know?
Yeah. Wow.
I feel like I'm talking too much about it. It's just.
Well, sometimes you got to get it out of your system, and.
Well, I've talked about it before, but like she was the basis for so many of my early heartbreaking poems that you read and that you liked.
Mm-hmm.
She was the catalyst for that, Greg. The basis, you know. Now that doesn't mean I haven't had other, you know, catalysts or basis for my work, but she was the first major one.
Okay.
You know all those earlier works that you liked?
Yeah.
She was the reason for those. And to be honest with you, if me and her continued dating, I would have never actually become a writer. You know, I only started becoming a serious writer after she, you know, we ended and she broke my fucking heart. If I'm being honest, you know, that's why.
Yeah, that makes sense.
because I was heartbroken. But still, let me say in all seriousness that I'm glad she's happy. I'm glad she moved on, and I'm glad she has a career or something to at least look forward to. I'm happy for her. I just wish things could have turned out differently for all of us.
Oh, I know.
Because when she was younger, Greg, she never talked about being in medicine or anything like that. You know what she actually wanted to be back in the day?
What's that?
She wanted to be an artist. She wanted to be a writer. And she stopped doing that after a while, and she hasn't done it for years. But there's old drawings on her old page that's still active, and her drawings are really good.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I suppose I just I feel a little haunted by it sometimes. But you gotta keep going. But I'll tell you what, Greg. I'll tell you what. Why don't you? Why don't you, Greg,
Yeah.
tell your story? Tell what happened in your life, or something like that.
Oh, with one of mine?
Yeah, yours. What happened with yours?
Well, I had a I'll do this one, the
I
Molly
think you
one.
said her name was Selena.
No, I had one that was named Molly.
Why don't you tell both of them? Because I know you said you had another one when you were 12.
Yeah. I can't
Why
remember
don't you
that.
do both?
I can't remember the one I was 12 that well. This one I do remember.
I think you said her name was Selena, and she moved there from Arizona, and you guys were friends, but then she moved away.
Oh, no, her name was Dawn. That was the
Why
Dawn one.
don't you tell Dawn and then Molly?
Okay. Um, the Dawn one, yeah, I was young. That was actually my very first crush. And she was kind of looked like a doll, just the way she looked. Her hair, the way she dressed. And she was new. I lived out in Arizona. This is back in those days. And lived out in Arizona. She was a brand new person that came into our neighborhood, came to our school, and somehow I can't remember too much, but how we clicked. And I think it was because we were in passing in the neighborhood, and oh, hi, how are you? Kind of thing. We talked and everything, and oh, I'm new here. Okay, cool. And found out what school she was going to, and I said, oh, okay, cool. And she really liked me, and I actually liked her. And we started. She goes, well, why don't you come on over and we'll walk to school together? And I said, sure, no problem. So we started walking together to school,
Oh.
and then we would walk back uh, from school, and she would always make me a snack. I mean, it was just the neatest thing. And watch shows together and stuff. And then one of my friends came into the picture and stole her away from me.
How
And
did that make you feel?
it felt, I mean, he was one of my closest friends. So it was like, where the hell did you come from? How do you know this person? How did you? And it really made me upset. And I thought, well, at that time, being young, I'm like, I can either be upset, pissed off, or just give up on it. So I kind of just played it for a little while and see where it went. And he started hanging out with her more and everything. And I even tried talking to her in school, but then all of a sudden it was kind of like she didn't want to talk to me. And I was like, what the hell? So it goes back to, was it the looks? Was it the way I was acting? That kind of thing. I mean, this kid wasn't the most attractive person in the world.
It could have been subtle manipulation. You never know what he said or did.
No.
And I wonder if that ever bothers you too. Like, what could have been? Maybe if you guys stayed friends, who knows?
Yeah. I don't know what it was. And then, she, this was going on, this started, when she moved into the complex area. It was like in March, I think it was. It was like early spring. I couldn't even remember where she came from.
Arizona?
Yeah, somewhere in Arizona. Um, and, then it was then this all was going on right at the end of the school year. Then it came the summer, and, he kind of walked away, and I'm like, okay. So I saw her one time, and I'm like, okay, finally they're separated. So I started talking to her again, and we were trying to build a friendship back. And I said, what about this kid? And she goes, oh, we were just, yeah, and nah, nothing was happening. It was just
Bullshit.
friendship. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
I'm guessing did that break up the friendship or did she move away?
The friendship kind of, me and him, our friendship kind of
No,
separated
you
for
went
about,
her.
oh, with her. She eventually moved away.
Yeah, but from the sounds of
She
it, it
didn't
sounds
live,
like,
she didn't, I don't know. I think her father was into some sort of business where they traveled a lot.
well, it just seems like you lost your interest regardless.
Yeah. It would have, if that didn't happen, who knows where it could have led to.
Oh well. Why don't you tell the Molly one?
Oh, the Molly one. Oh.
Yes, the Molly one. I don't know if I ever heard this one.
Well, this one was short-lived, I guess. I was in my youth police group, and this girl was there, and I came in. I'm in high school now, and I came into the youth group, and she just came into my mind right when I walked into the door. It was, I mean, she was pretty. She was pretty blonde, tanned. Um, she went to a different high school than I did, and started to get to know her a little bit. I was kind of shy at that time, so I didn't really know because you're new to this youth group, you don't know what to do, you don't know how to act and that kind of thing. And people kind of knew I kind of had some sort of liking. Well, why don't you ask her out? Why don't you ask? And I was just kind of nervous, so I kind of just, at the time, just sat next to her. We talked, and just became friendly. And
Do you regret not asking her?
yeah, I did. To this day, I do.
Yeah, well, it makes me feel any better. I regret breaking up with Abby the second time around.
Mhm.
Not the third, or well, actually the first was the most painful for her. Remember that's the time I took her on our first date, gave her a hickey, and I broke up with her because some girl was bullying her and the drama was starting to set in and I was getting questioning looks and
Yeah.
I didn't handle it the best. I made her cry. The second time I regret, like I could have handled it so differently. I could have just said I could have just apologized, but I had my ego and I said no, I'm not gonna apologize for saying her dimples are cute. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Hmm.
Remember how I refused to apologize?
Yeah.
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 I don't regret not ever apologizing, I just regret for letting my anger get the best of me and leaving and dumping her that night.
Right.
Greg, I should have kept her then because Abby was the one who asked if I wanted to get back with her, not the other way around. I had to pretty much talk to Abby for months, reestablish connections, be friends, be her bitch, and bitch pretty much beg her to go back out with me to get her fucking attention, you know?
Yeah.
And it just wasn't worth it. And by the time everything was said and done, before the massive depression came over me, Greg, it was the happiest moment that I felt in a very long time. The week after we were done, you know?
Right.
I wasn't chained down. I felt good. I felt amazing. But, you know, I learned that you can regret things and sometimes you don't. It just really depends.
Oh, I know.
I also learned that Greg likes penis. Just kidding, guys. It's a little joke. I forgot that we were doing a podcast. You know, could you go back into the old routines that we usually have and shit?
I know. Sometimes I forget, dude. I'm like, why is my clock we're doing a podcast.
What time are we at?
We're sitting at 1:56.
Let's keep going, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
Well, yeah, I know you don't mind. It's something to do. And it gets us another video.
True.
Of course, I'd like to find a girl someday, but no girl has ever been able to match up to Abby and everything I did and wanted to do to get her back, and just to get her back and all that we went through. Like, Greg, I first met her when she was dressed as Bonnie and Clyde, you know? And then I was the one that comforted her when her boyfriend treated her like shit during the summer of 2013. And then, I don't know what happened, but after they broke up, about a week after, the last time she texted me was September 19th.
Okay.
Of 2013. That's the day that a girl I used to babysit killed herself.
Oh, wow.
And what happened was, you know, she hung herself in her closet, and her mom was slightly to blame, and it was just a really bad day overall, because I did like the people I used to babysit, and my dad used to date their mom back in the day.
Wow.
So it was a hard blow, and then, you know, just having those happen on the same day, it put me in a massive depression.
Right.
And I didn't awake from that depression until probably the end of the school year. Because I was cutting in April.
Mm-hmm.
My junior year my senior year was better, but my junior year sucked. Because of the Shane situation, and which I'll talk about that later on, but just not in this video because that's not a talking matter. But you know, it just that sucked too.
Oh, I know.
One of the ironic things, if you will, is someone stole my scanner charger. That's nice, but that's not what I was talking about. One of the ironic things is that when I was dating Abby, my friends were actually jealous. Not because, like, she was pretty, don't get me wrong, but she wasn't like, wow, this girl is, like, make your dick hard, drop dead gorgeous, like, can barely see anything past her, you know? She was just really pretty, a really pretty artist, in my view.
Yeah.
A talented person, very pretty. But she was my type, not, like, Jimmy was jealous because Jimmy was the guy that never got a girlfriend, and Shane, my buddy, was jealous because she never had a girlfriend before, and they were both jealous because they were both autistic and the same, you know?
Right.
And I felt bad because I never thought either of them were bad people. I mean, Shane is now, but I didn't know that at the time. You know?
Yeah.
I I just never knew. And it's just going to be what it is. I could have done things better. And, Greg, she's not the only one that got away, because I told you about those two Filipino ones I used to date that made my life better, especially the first one. The second one, I do regret, like, dumping, well, not dumping, but cheating on, but the first one, that was the one I really missed.
Yeah.
Her name was Sydney. And she deleted all her social media, and she's no longer online that I know of. And it's been so long, she can be anyone or anywhere now.
Right.
And the second one, we dated for over 2 years. It was the longest girl I ever dated. Over 2 years.
Wow.
From December of 2015 to January of 2018. And you know what, Greg? To be honest with you, it was even an accident that we dated. I forgot how we met. Facebook, obviously. But I forgot the reason how or why. And, we just started dating. I remember talking to her when I was at Nice and Easy on my break.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to just sit in the back. And, and then the same reason why we broke up the first one happened. I'm not going to go into details, but, that happened. And then she left, and, a part of me was sad, and then another part of me was like, okay, maybe I should take a break. But I was never able to find anyone after that. After 2018, my life has been kind of going downhill. I haven't been able to find a good one since then,
Right.
Not a good Filipino, but just a good girl that I was like to date ever since. It's always been a hit or miss.
Yeah.
For me, at least. Maybe not for others because they can do it easily, but it was never easy for me. It was always hard, very hard. And it never paid off. I was always bored or lost interest, or just something always happened. Drama, things were supposed to be kept secret and they weren't, or cheating, or whatever the case may be. Just fucking normal shit, I guess, in America. I don't like what I did, obviously, but, I just gotta accept that and move on. They obviously moved on, just like some of them were still some friends, but sometimes my mouth got the better of me, and they didn't like what I had to say, and they didn't forgive me like some other friends have.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy, me and his friendship ended the day him and Kaylee talked shit about me underneath the table. Well, he didn't really talk shit about me, but Kaylee did. Not Kaylee Elise, mind you, but Jeremy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Even though I paid for their meal, I picked them up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just wanted them to have fun. I loved Jeremy. He was my brother. And she was talking shit about me underneath the table. And I was hurt. I'm like, Jeremy, how could you do that,
Mm-hmm.
And I blew up more than I should have because I was drinking, but I was hurt,
Right.
And that was the last time me and him ever talked. It's February of 2018. And then he died in August of 2018. I gave him a hug. I loved him. And then after I left, we called him, and me and Brandon, the guy I was, not my buddy Brandon, but some different Brandon I used to hang out with, we called him and we kind of bitched him out,
Yeah.
You're like, how could you choose a girl over us? Like, especially with the way she treated us, we bitched Jeremy out. And Greg, I regret doing that, obviously. I'm not proud of it. I wish I never did it. But I didn't like the way she always treated me,
Mm-hmm.
What's up, brother? Got 2 tires for you. At least it's good exercise. Okay. The joys of having a rental truck. What are these for, anyways? No shit. Oh, no shit. You got a good taste. I also promise I'm not talking to myself. I got my buddy right here. But some people think like I'm talking to myself, and I'm like, I promise I'm not. You have a good day, brother. You too, brother. It's the most awkward delivery.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But you know, anyways, okay, so 448 County Route 1. It's all good, Greg, you know, just,
Oh, I know.
you know, I just decided, you know, the last time I got with Marissa, right?
Yeah.
The one that one of the first girls I ever dated in that school, the one I met when I met Abby in 9th grade, she was one of the ones I met too, you know? She was there when I hung out with Shane all the time. She was there always going to Cuba, hanging out with Shane's little sister. So me and her got like together a lot, you know?
Yeah.
We also broke up a lot. Me and her got into that car accident together. You know, the one that broke my head.
Oh, yeah.
Me and her went through a lot together. I used to visit her dad all the time, and now I haven't seen him in years. You know, I just used to have a lot more. I just used to have a lot more respect and love for her. But then she pulled that shit that she did, where she accused me of something I didn't do. And it just blew me out of left field, because I was with her the whole time. It's like, what did her roommate or someone say to her, you know? Because I thought me and her were on fast track to date again or be good friends, you know?
Right.
And you said you were blown away by it too. You thought everything was going good.
Yeah, I did.
Do you think she was mad that I kept not wanting to be her boyfriend, but just like friends?
I was thinking of that, and she was using that as the excuse to get out of the situation.
Yeah, you know, I don't understand. I thought me and her were going good. I thought we were talking and whatever, you know, like I just didn't want to have like she's telling me, you know, she has a massive sex drive. She wants to have sex all the time. Like, you know, she's telling me fucking all this shit. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to react? What the fuck do you want me to do with that? You know?
Yeah.
She's telling me, you know, she wants to have a lot of sex, you know, us to be a good couple, cuddle a lot, you know, come for her, whatever, be there for her. I'm like, okay, I can do that, but like, what the fuck, man, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I can do that, but then her roommate was weird, you know? I feel like her roommate was a lesbian, Greg, I shit you not. Because she always seemed jealous that, like, either, you know, she like, always that Marissa had someone, or that she always had a guy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it also makes me wonder if she lied about her exes. She used to tell me horror stories about her exes and that they stalked her and treated her badly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now it makes me wonder, what was the actual truth? What actually happened? That's now what I wonder. But you know what? It just is what it is. It just gonna be what it is, man.
Yeah, that's probably something you're not gonna know what happened that night.
I probably never will know, and you know what? That's okay too. Because I blocked her for a reason. I did unblock her because I'm like, that's childish. But she never reached back out. Well, she's like, oh, I no longer want you to come over because I feel like you might be a danger to other people, even though I've never been arrested or even profiled that way by another living human being in my life.
Mhm.
Her roommate said I went to her room when I did not. I was with Marissa the whole time, cuddling in her bed. I just don't see what her issue was. Maybe they just conspired because they realized some weird things would be said too. Like I remember one time her roommate came in and was like, "Oh, I know you're her boyfriend now, so I hope you're not jealous. But this guy's been talking to her, and like, I don't know if they expected me to flip out or what. But I'm like, okay, she's talking to other people. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I didn't react the way they wanted me to.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. And it just seems like the roommate was kind of sneaking in and saying her stuff, and it's like,
Yeah, I feel like she was jealous because she was autistic and special, and she didn't get everybody.
right.
If she did, she wasn't getting any high value men. I'll tell you this. Or anything good like that. Marissa wasn't bad looking. I think wasn't because of how she used to look and me knowing her personally and all the evil shit she's done and all the jealous shit she's done.
Hmm.
And knowing that she's not all there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't want to see her and be involved in any drama. Plus, I didn't want to get her pregnant. Because I feel like she would be the type to trap me, And her dad thinks certain things too.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Like, I remember him trying to fight my dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, I don't know what my dad said to him, but by the time he talked to me, he was calm. Like, I don't know if my dad was like, hey, you touch my son, I'll fucking kill you. Like, I don't know what my dad said, but, he never laid a hand on me. Well, I just remember, my dad making the call to her dad that, the accident happened, and, her dad went ballistic and was like, oh, I'm going to fucking kill him, blah, blah, blah. And, well, after my shit was done with, I talked to her dad, and within 30 seconds, I got him, like, chuckling and laughing at me.
Oh,
like,
really?
just him being a good guy, Like, within that time frame, bro, I had him, like, chuckling about Reagan, talking about history, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, what's funny? Like, Marissa was like, what the fuck is going on? I thought they were going to start dating each other. You know what I'm saying? She lied about everything. And he called her out. He's like, listen, this only happened because you lied. You told this young man that you could stay at his house when that was a lie.
Wow.
Well, I did apologize to him, but he's like, even with that being said, he still wanted to apologize, an apology from me for, like, her even being there. So I'm like, I'm apologize, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
I didn't mean it, of course, but I did apologize. Because I don't feel like it was my fault. She lied. And then some guy hit us.
Yeah.
But you know what, Greg? I'll have to ask my dad what he said. Or if he ever even said anything to, her dad, because I've always been curious. I never talked to him about it.
Right.
I wonder if they ever met face to face, or maybe because he saw troopers there, or you know what I'm saying? I never really got the full story of it. Not that I needed to, but I was always curious. Like, did he see how big my dad was, or like saw the military shit my dad was wearing, and he was like, I'm not fucking with him. Because her father always bragged about being a Marine. He did 4 years as a Marine.
Yeah.
He never went overseas or saw any combat, but he was a Marine. My he did do martial arts. He was a sniper. Like, my dad actually did all that shit. Her dad did not. And, maybe he said something to my dad, or maybe he wanted to try, but you know what? Even till this day, you know, even when Marissa said that, apparently her dad overheard me saying, like, bad stuff about her at, like, some place he used to work at, which is total bullshit. And apparently he wanted to destroy me, and that's why he doesn't talk to me. And I'm like, that's not true. Hello?
Jeez.
All right, where is it? You know, I said that can't be true because he would have tried something and he never did.
Yeah.
And it just made me laugh because she was a liar. She's always been a liar. No, not you. Just some ex I'm talking to my buddy about. Yeah. Indeed.
Oh, okay.
Just talking about my ex being a pathological liar. Like where she'll believe anything she actually says. No, it's actually probably one of the lightest things you've ordered.
Maybe for me. But
I'm almost gonna get my truck back.
the normal?
Yeah, I want the normal one so bad so I can actually have shelves and
The transmission went on it, right?
yeah, they got the transmission but they're still waiting to put it in. I don't know, but I don't like this thing anymore, you know?
It's longer. You think it's longer than the
Yeah, it's longer.
house and the other one?
Yeah, the other one has shelves, a side door. This one has nothing. Nothing.
Side door, I remember.
I mean, everything falls on top of each other. Like, you know, someone's like, what happened? I'll be like, look at the truck. What do you want me to do? I just drive what they give me. Yeah, I don't do any of the cities. I don't go past New Haven.
Oh, really?
You know, I start outside Fulton. I don't do Hannibal. I don't do Palermo. I don't do Minetto. I don't do Fulton. I don't do Oswego. I do outside the city of Oswego to outside the city of Fulton. But I don't like do County Route 35 or any of that. I'm more like 45, 51A, 29, 176,
Way over there?
1, County Route 57.
Amazing on how much shit you probably get every single day.
Indeed. It's one of the reasons why
Security.
It's one of the reasons why people always leave. Like, if they don't give me my truck soon, I just told them I'm going to quit because I can't do it anymore.
You said that before.
Yeah, but I actually did it, though.
I know, but you came back.
I did because they actually gave me what I wanted, a pay raise and fix my truck. But they're getting lazy.
It's hurting for drivers too, aren't they?
Yeah, they're getting lazy again. I asked for a raise. They told me to go fuck myself. I'm like, okay, I'll go fuck myself with a new job. You know, this truck, by the end of the day, I'm always so exhausted, like getting in, lifting the heavy shit out of the truck, and then, you know, it's not like the side door where it's easier, and I get really tired looking for stuff. I just don't want to do it anymore. I told them, no.
Really?
I told them they don't give a shit. I just told them I need my fucking truck. I can't keep doing this. This is horseshit. You won't give me a raise, I at least want my fucking truck. If I can't do that, I'll just leave. And there's always another contractor out there. I just didn't want to go to another contractor because I liked the route, I liked the people I was on, but they want to keep lowballing me, and I don't like that. I feel disrespected.
Yeah.
There is going to be no drivers. All the new ones, the last two we had quit within the first day. They don't make them like they used to.
Be a driver there.
I just don't want to.
Type of truck?
I just don't want to be a driver at all. This job ruined it. Been doing it for 5 years, and it just gets worse and worse. I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to start over in a new field if that's the case. But, you know, we'll see. Anyways, you have a good day.
Stay cool, okay?
You ain't kidding.
For later.
Oh, thank God. I'll take it. Hopefully. You have a good day, man. Sorry, guys. But, you know, everything I told her, I absolutely meant. If you overheard it, which obviously you did. I'm right next to your fucking ear.
Yeah.
But, Greg, I meant every They lowball me. Like the last two drivers we had quit on us. My brother didn't want to go in because they wanted to cancel him for shit in the pad. So
Oh,
nobody
really?
wants to do FedEx anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it anymore. I know what people walk out.
I
If
know.
I had my truck, I would do it, because I actually did like my truck. Yeah, the AC sucked and the heat sucked, but I was able to use the side door, I was able to grab shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I got used to this truck and opening the back and all that stuff, but it eventually wears on you, my friend.
Oh, I know.
Hang on.
Okay.
I gotta fuck with this guy. Hang on.
Okay.
Oh, no, Josh. What's up, buddy? I didn't know if it was you or not. That's why I honked. Yeah, I was like, I hope that was him. Well, anyways, you have a good day, man. I don't have one for you today, unfortunately. I look forward to it. Yeah, I gotta see more of the bike next time, man. Fair enough, man. All right. You have a good day, brother. He's one of my favorite customers.
Oh, cool.
Because he's the one that actually told me about what was wrong with my tire that one day.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Okay.
He's the one that helped me discover I was missing two lug nuts.
Yeah.
And a third one broke off, and like the rim itself was fucked. He was the one that told me about it. Because I
Okay.
would have just kept driving it normally.
Yeah.
But he was the one that actually like told me, showed me, like. So I like this dude. He's a very good guy. Every time we talk, we'll talk for like 20 minutes. Like, it's like that old couple. I always have that one person I'll talk to on the route that understands, and like, I don't care how long it takes.
And that's what's nice because, if you have a stressful day, you got somebody to talk to and kind of helps.
Like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, today I'll still probably get out. I thought I'd get out earlier, and it turns out I won't. Oh well. But that's okay, man. That's okay. Everything is okay, Greg. I just try to make it okay, I'll just say that's okay.
Yeah.
And just try to be a good person. It's okay. And sometimes you have to say it enough to where you actually want to believe it.
Oh,
so
I know.
that way you don't cry. You'll cry and you'll be like, it's okay. When it's really not. Hello! Pretty good. Alright. Alright, that's the wrong one. Nice shirts they give you. Valley got you a good one, right? Indeed. It's hot as hell, though. Yeah, so. This one, right? Yeah. It's gonna cool you off. It's gonna rain pretty soon. Sometimes I don't mind. You have a good day, sir. Of course. Always kill them with kindness, Greg.
Oh, I know.
That's what I always try to do. Of course, there's been times where I failed in that task and I let my anger or something else blind me, but you know what? It's just gonna be what it is, man.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be alive to breathe. Of course, there's days where I have my depression and I want to die, but a lot of people have that normal, but it's what I've always had. So it is what it is, man. I'll still keep fighting. I'll still have some hope.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do.
I've been working on the railroad. See you, brother. I was just making him laugh because he's working on his car and I was going by. And I started singing that. I've been working them, and he just burst out laughing. But yeah, I have had fantasies of what's going to happen in the future. Can I meet the right one? Can I get a good enough decent job to where I can actually relax and actually have a family and actually be happy,
Right.
Or will I fail and die an early death because of the shame? It is what it is, Greg. I wish I could just tell people, laugh to hide your pain, because if you're a guy, nobody fucking cares. They say they do, but they don't. They just don't want to have their conscience. They don't care.
Right.
As a guy, people don't want to see another guy cry. They shame you. So all you can do is just laugh to hide the pain. And I laugh a lot, Greg. So I try not to take things seriously. I always try to laugh, and people don't understand that.
Oh, I know.
They'll just say, "What are you, stupid?" And I'm like, "No, I understand a lot more than you think." It's just
there's a lot of people
think that way. You just go to a dark place.
Because a lot of people don't like to laugh, or they think it's kind of it's not going to help me.
Well, you know what? That's okay, Greg.
Yeah.
People are going to be different.
Oh yeah.
Listen, man. I have what I wanted to be. I said things I wanted to say, and you know what? I lived a bohemian lifestyle for the last few years because I wanted to keep going and keep having hope. I never needed it, and I knew that, but it made me feel a lot better about how life went and how life is. It makes me feel better. I don't advocate for anybody else to do it, just like, Hitchens said he doesn't advocate for people to do it, but that was his decision.
Right.
That was his thing, Just like it was mine. And if you don't want to do it, that's okay. That's okay. I advocate for you not to do it. You'll die an early death. But in my case, Greg, I never thought, Greg, I never thought I was going to live as long as I have.
Yeah.
I thought I would die by the time I was 18. And then 25. Those were the thoughts I had in high school my senior year. I'll die by the time I'm 18. I'll hang myself. If I can't get what I want by that time, I'll hang myself at the end of the year, and maybe I'll get a letter in the notebook. And that never happened. Because some things happened in my personal life with family and other people I couldn't really do anything about.
Mm-hmm.
With eyes on me, at least. So then I also, during that time, had another thought. I would just kill myself by 25. When I was younger, I always had the thought that I would have everything I wanted in life by 25. A house, kids, a wife, a beautiful wife. I have kids. And I'll have a decent job. Even if it's not a career, I'll have a decent job with some books published on the side. And I would have graduated college. And life would be fucking great. That's all I wanted. And I was not even fucking close, Greg. Not even fucking close. The closest I ever got was graduating college and writing books. That's the fucking closest I ever got. Shit. Maybe my dreams, Maybe my fucking dreams. I don't know what the future's gonna hold, I just want to laugh. That's how I feel. I feel all goofy and giggly inside because I just want to laugh. That's all I have. For some people, that's all they have.
Oh, I know.
You know what? Sometimes it feels beautiful to laugh because you can actually smile and feel physically better. Oh my God, I feel like smiling, Greg.
Yep.
I feel like smiling.
I do feel like smiling.
I don't know. I've started to slow down a little bit, unfortunately. Because things are starting to get further and further away as well.
Yeah.
I thought I'd be done earlier, but I should have known how my route is. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Hello. What?
Animal swing set.
Nope, it's all poison. All poison. A Disney playground set.
Huh?
It's a Disney playground set.
That this. The we were told they were like 200 something pounds.
No, these aren't 200 pounds. I mean, they are like heavier than normal packages, but
Like,
I wouldn't want to drive one of those Walmart trucks.
yeah, see, this is the heavy one.
Nope, it's the. I wish I could believe the words I'm saying. It's like Willy Wonka. You're like, no, this is the lightest one. Indeed.
So, yeah, see, we're not going to be able to lift that, so you want to get the tractor and bring it over?
How heavy is it?
This one is, doesn't say the weight on the box, but online it says it's 100 something pounds. You got to pack it.
Yes, indeed, it is heavy.
I'm going to bring the tractor over, honey, so you can just swap it right out before the tractor.
Gotcha.
That's something.
I've literally seen that four-wheeler all over County Route 6. I don't know who it is, but they were just riding all around County Route 1 and 6. And I'm like, you're going to get fucking hit. I don't know who it was. It was some girl.
Maybe Cyril's daughter up the road.
Gotcha.
Area.
It just, no, but it just doesn't sound like a good idea to me, honestly.
It tells you to do pretty much whatever you want.
Oh, it's like that. Gotcha.
He's getting it out of the garage. Just
How big is the tractor? Gotcha.
it's got forks and a motor.
Yeah, we definitely do need the tractor, not gonna lie. Oh, that was a pickup.
Yeah.
But, they don't like the tape, so the person that had us pick it up. I know, it was someone from Ireland. She just moved to the United States.
I'm kind of shocked that they actually started this big truck with that tiny ass little packages.
Yeah, me too. Unfortunately. What's that I hear?
Oh, it's probably got.
I swear I hear something moving. I was about to say, I'm like, I don't think I'm hearing things like. Oh, there it is.
Quick connect everything. Just gonna grab the forks. Oh, we got one side of it. I swear. Sorry.
It's all good?
They never confirmed our delivery, so we weren't sure if you were coming today or not.
Well, I'm glad to get rid of it all the same. Because they put everything up front. Like, they put the first packages all the way in the front, and it's not good. What'd you do? Did she hit somebody?
No, she was went to grab her phone off the arm of the couch and just jammed it just right, broke it back here. Yep. We thought she was just being dramatic. So bad, so bad.
I have a cousin like that. She used to do the same thing. Well, she did it to get her own way against her little sister. You know, the fake crying, the dramatic. And then I later found out she had bipolarness. And I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. She had bipolarness. But we just thought she was extra dramatic for years.
It's just a household, so.
Nah, I've seen people without, like, any bipolarness be that, like, extra, as the young people say, but it's like, why are you gonna fake cry, man? Like, just accept it.
She's gonna come around now.
Oh, gotcha.
Really? Yes, still. Huh.
What is this thing, anyways?
What's that?
It's a heavy swing set.
That's one. That's down on the.
Yeah! All right. You want them both on, or? Gotcha. Dog, I feel like I petted that dog before. Talked a lot of trash, too.
Yeah, see, they say she lived.
Yeah, there's none of that. It's always about the,
They're assholes.
Oh, yeah, you ain't kidding. But
They're assholes.
I'm sure you guys won't be the first ones. Indeed, that's everything. Woo. I wish you luck putting it together, though. Have a good day, guys. Thank you. Have a good day. It's adorable. Sorry, Greg. I had to wait for I had to wait for them to grab their tractor because they're older people.
Yeah.
That was like 150 pounds. They wouldn't have been able to, you know what I'm saying? So the old guy went to go grab his tractor, and he had me put like all three on there, like 100 pounds each.
Jeez.
Yeah, but it's what it is.
Well, at least you got the tractor because, trying to lug that off the truck and
Yeah,
carrying
the
it.
girl was adorable too. Like, she was showing me her broken pinky, like she was being dramatic, like my little cousin used to be, and I shut my eyes because I could just imagine someone breaking it. Like, I remember seeing someone break their finger because someone threw a basketball and the person tried to catch it and it hit their finger, jamming it. And oh my god, I don't know if you ever felt that pain, but that pain fucking hurts.
Oh yeah, I've had my finger jammed on a basketball. That's hurt.
There's a bison. I want to eat it. Oh, it's too heavy for this. If you never had bison meat, it's actually really good.
Yeah, actually I have. It's not bad.
No, not at all. It's very good.
I don't eat it all the time, but
it's a rare delicacy for me. I also like the hot flavored dry beef jerky. That shit's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Like cooked beef jerky, obviously, not like the ones you see in stores, but where you go to an actual butcher shop.
Yeah.
I don't like their meat sticks, though. The one that says deer sticks? To me, they taste kind of odd. Have you ever had that?
Yeah, I actually have.
I like the jerky better. Like the deer jerky and the turkey jerky, more than the actual meat itself. What'd you think?
Yeah. I actually had a coworker one time made it homemade. That wasn't bad.
Oh, it depends on how it's made and what they do.
Yeah.
Well, I love their venison jerky. It's amazing. I don't like how dried out they are, but eventually you get used to it.
Right.
In my opinion. I've only done 54 out of 40, 94 so far. I keep stopping to talk to people, but that's what happens, Greg. It's what it is.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. I always wish I could understand what dogs are saying. He's like, get the fuck out of here. This is my house. I don't know who you are.
I know. I always say that all the time. I wish you could communicate with animals or something.
Motherfucker. It would just make me laugh too much.
Yeah.
Or could you imagine, like, you're like, I'm not a fucking baby. Stop doing that. Like, when people, like, rub their cheeks and shit.
Right.
Like, it's that. And, you know, like, they give you, like, an adorable look. But they're probably in their brain being like, you're lucky I love you, you stupid fuck. We would probably have to put them down more if they could talk, because you never know what they could tell other people or other dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man. Oh, shit. There's still time for me to go to that jerky shop. I'm thinking about it, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm thinking about it. You understand what that means, Greg?
Yeah, I do.
When somebody thinks about something?
Yeah.
What's it like to think, Greg?
It's a good thought.
What's it like to know that you're evil? And that you will die evil?
I know.
You know, but what's the feeling if you know?
I actually don't know.
You're an asshole. All right. Chuckles. I'm fucking tired. It looks like my energy for the day is starting to fade because, like, I'm sweating a lot, you know? And I try not to drink too much water, you know, just in case I get a stomach ache. And it's not healthy to overdrink water, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Because you can become water intoxicated. In case nobody ever thinks that's a thing, that's actually a thing. You can drink so much water that your body, like, fucks itself. Like, you can die from it. It's like the weirdest thing. Like, you shit all over your electrolytes, like, you just overdose, and it's like the wildest thing ever.
I know.
Like someone who purposely eats pufferfish, knowing they're completely poisonous, and if you eat it the wrong way, you're dead. You didn't know that?
No, that I didn't know.
About the pufferfish?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, that's weird. You want to know what else? You want to know what else didn't know that?
What's that?
Your mama.
Your mama.
Fuck you, Greg. You ain't got no, well, maybe you got proof, but maybe you were with my mom, Greg, but she's your age.
Yeah.
Mine was even legendarier because she's older than my grandma is. So, yeah.
You got a good point.
With false teeth. We call it the cougar pufferfish. The puffer cougar fish. So, you know, go fuck yourself. I created a new fish to insult you, Greg.
That's a good one. I actually like that one.
Sure you do. What time are we at now? Because I feel like we got a little sidetracked.
We're at 2:44.
Well, I feel like we got sidetracked because we were just messing around.
I know.
And, when did you want to end it? Because I didn't really have anything else to talk about. We were only supposed to talk for just a little bit, and we kept it going, and we just never stopped, and we just randomly talked about other things. So I wonder what you're going to word it this time, because I always let you pick the titles. I wonder what you'll pick this time. Because, yeah, we did talk about what we wanted to talk about, but then we also went off track with customers and other shit and stories and, you know. Well, I guess one of the reasons why, let me add one more thing before we decide.
Okay.
It's about Marissa. Let me just bring it to a closing argument. She was someone that I was friends with for years, dated a bunch of times, helped to break up a couple times, helped her get with other guys, took me from other girls, helped, saw her graduate, met her family, got her away from an abusive situation. She used me to make her boyfriend think she was cheating, and then he admitted that I would beat his ass, so he yelled at me for like an hour, which was like one of the weirdest things that ever happened to me. Because he was only like 5'2", and he saw my size, and he's like, I'm not going to be able to beat your ass. Like, she's been like saying she's been cheating on me with you for years, and like, you're a lot bigger than me. What do you want me to do? So what he did was pretty much use his age, because I was only like 22, and he was like 39. And she was 2 years younger than me, so she was dating like a 38-year-old when she was like 19 or something. And he had a 14-year-old daughter that was only like a few years younger than her. So it was really weird, and nobody liked him.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was awkward. That's when me and her originally stopped talking, you know?
Okay.
We stopped talking before that. Like we were really close when she was in high school, and then after that, she went to the working force, and we just stopped talking, And then she reached back out, and then she like said, "Oh, let's not date, but let's be friends." And I'm like, "Okay." So she would spend the night at my house sometimes, like on the couch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like she would spend the night at my house sometimes. I would never do anything with her, nor did I. She just spent the night. But her boyfriend was thinking that I was fucking her brains out, and she would use manipulate. This is the reason why I also never dated her, because Norman, his name was Norman.
Norman.
Yeah, you're like, Norman, what the fuck? Yeah, his name was Norman, and he confirmed everything I ever thought about her. He said she's manipulative, she's a liar, she is using me to make Norm jealous, like saying, "Oh, I'm a better lover, my dick is bigger." She's never even seen my dick. But that I fuck her brains out, that she's staying the night there, like that she's gonna leave him. Like they were very toxic for each other,
Yeah.
And I felt bad for Norm. Like everybody was treating him like a creep. Which, I mean, he kind of was, but, I mean, at the same time, they were acting like Marissa was being taken advantage of. Greg, let me tell you, for 1 second, she was not being taken advantage of. I saw it firsthand.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw it firsthand. She was the toxic one. He was just a stupid asshole. That's what his problem was, being a stupid asshole and putting up with it. Not that he treated her the best, but he certainly didn't hit her or abuse her or any of the shit that she claimed,
Right.
Because as soon as I drove her home, I'm stepping out like when I was skinnier and not as, fat. So he's like walking up to me and he's like, she wasn't kidding. You are a lot bigger than me. So I'm not going to be able to beat your ass, but I'm going to tell you how I feel and how much of a dick you are for doing what you did. So he pretty much read me the riot act of destroying his relationship, and instead of like just punching him in the face like I should have, I was too nice, I wanted to hear what he had to say,
Yeah.
And he pretty much just said that he pretty much was like every short guy ever that had like issues about it. Like, he would tell me that she would make fun of him for being short, that he was too short for her. Like, just a whole bunch of embarrassing stuff, and he would confirm it, you know?
Right.
And she never apologized. I mean, she did afterwards, but me and her were never the same after that night. And what I mean is, me and her were never close again. And then the next time we talked to each other was when you heard about it. Us meeting at the mall, and you told me not to do it, in case you remember.
Yeah, I do remember that.
You're like, Tim, I wouldn't do it, you know? Like, it sounds like you're even hesitant on it, and it ended so badly last time. It's probably not a good idea. And then I told you, even after our date at the mall, I still had reservations and thought something was up.
Mm-hmm.
And, when her roommate, said what she said and just the way they acted, you said a lot of their behavior didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And you didn't know what the end game was. Was she trying to get me to be her boyfriend? Was she just being a dickhead? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Greg, I'm glad I'm not the one hitting that kitty. I'm glad I'm not the one being involved in their life. Like, I'm good, bro. I don't want to be in their life anymore. I'm good. Whatever she wants to do or how her life's going to be from now on, I wish her luck. I hope she's happy. I hope no guy's abusing her. But you know what, Greg? That's not my fucking business anymore. She can fuck off.
No, she's got to live her life now and move on.
And you know what's even not funnier but weirder? Greg, she's literally kicked everybody else out of her life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like she wasn't really talking to her dad anymore because they had their own issues. She wasn't talking to her older sister anymore because apparently she said her older sister was jealous of her for having daddy's attention or something. She wasn't talking to her brother anymore because apparently he's abusive and would treat her like shit. Greg, it's all horseshit. She was fucking lying. Her brother, I met her brother, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Her brother was a cool dude, you know? Maybe it's true, maybe not. I don't care. I just know that when I met him, he was a really awesome guy.
Wow.
And you know what? She still, even after all these years, talked to Justin, the one that took her virginity and that creep I told you about.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She was still talking to him, Greg. Still hitting him up. And I couldn't have a girl that had that. That's why I knew we could never date, you know?
Right.
I knew no matter how magical I was, how good I was, and all the fucking suns and stars and the rainbows underneath, our God grifted earth. I wouldn't compete. I don't compete. You either want me or you don't. If you're hitting up another man during our date, even if it's just friends, then you're not worth it in my eyes. And she also cost me so much time, drama, and attention over the years that a part of me was bitter too, you know? A part of me treated her nicely, and then another part of me ignored her. Didn't really care. And you're like, Tim, it's going to catch up to you, and you were absolutely right. It did, Greg.
I don't know. I kind of had that feeling.
But I just wanted to be a good guy, and you're like, yeah, well, sometimes you can't. And maybe you shouldn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your actual words, and usually you don't say stuff like that. But you prove that you care, and you're like, Tim, it's not a good idea. If I were you, I would not do it. I'm not going to stop you, but blah, blah, blah. And you were right. Thankfully, I got out before anything did happen, but still. You know?
Right.
But, I'm just glad. I was say it was an escape. Like, oh my God, imagine if we did date, if any accusation she did make or said something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You never know, Greg. It could have gone south.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I
I'm glad
just,
it did it.
yeah, I'm glad it didn't too.
But like I told you, Greg, I have lives like a cat. I have 9 lives like a cat.
Mhm.
I'll always be around some form or way.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, that'd be awesome. You just made my day. Indeed. Sure. I want to turn down a soda. Pepsi's fine. What year is this?
This?
Yep. Because I know those aren't cheap.
Oh, my canning jars.
Any?
All those tomatoes that I got up there.
Oh, no kidding.
I just did jam last month. Up back, I have a huge tree. It's a mulberry tree. Have you ever had them?
No.
I got them. That's it. Don't forget your.
I'll take another one to the road if I can. Perfect. Thank you, ma'am. You too, ma'am. Yeah, it's gonna rain.
Gonna rain.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna rain really bad too.
Yeah, we're supposed to get rain later on today.
You know, every time you say something like that, I just want to tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, because it all comes to your location. Leaves here and it goes right over to you. Yeah, that's true.
What if you ever feel the same way sometimes when I'm like, oh, Greg, it's so nice here. You're like, go fuck yourself, dude. You know I hate this place. But you're like, too nice to say it. You'd be like, oh, that's wonderful. You dick. Yeah, can't believe people still drive Mini Coopers after.
I still do. I don't see much of them anymore like I used to.
I thought it's famous in the UK.
Yeah, the taxi cab. Well, yeah. I think a lot of the taxi cabs are that way.
I don't really see too many of them anymore.
No.
I mean, obviously in movies in New York City, but I mean, like, as, like, a normal thing, you know? I see a lot more Uber and other type of vicinity, let's just say.
Right.
What's up, brother? I have a combination of things today, some small, some big. This is a pickup, and the customer didn't really tape that well. Easy for you. Hopefully it makes it something for the pack handlers. They're the one that have to deal with it. Oh, a stored out plan. That's cool. Oh wait, no, this is the wrong one. No, I thought it was a store out prime. You know, I'm like, they got one of those. That's just cool. Okay, all right, this is.
Alright, so. Okay, let's see this one. What the fuck? Here's one of them.